Ladies and gentlemen, Chronicles of a Homeless Chud, episode 5. Also, check out my fire shirt, guys. Got this at the 13th floor haunted house in Colorado many years ago. Now, as you can see, I am in a house, not my vehicle. Now, this is not a place of permanent residence. I'm actually staying in an Airbnb in Alaska now. Major shift from Colorado. And I will be moving into an apartment soon. So potentially homeless chud no more, which is excellent. But I mentioned it once or twice before, but I never really talked about it too much. But I am a Alaskan tour guide in the summertime, believe it or not. It's the only job that I've ever truly loved. Now, like being a server, I do enjoy being a server, but you obviously, I feel like for most people, they don't get their life's fulfillment at serving at Dave and Buster's, And also with this job, I make like $35,000 over the summer, over the course of 3.5 to 4 months. So we're going to be making bread. We're going to be making dosh, you could say. And that is going to be quite excellent. My rent's only $13.75 a month. So compared to Colorado and the $2,300 I was paying while I was homed, we're doing pretty good on that end. Last summer I was in like just a family friend's house, and they charged me $500 a month. So that was way better. But really looking forward to that. I never thought I would ever have a job that I was so enamored with until I got to Alaska. I mean, if you couldn't tell already, I like to yap a lot, and to get paid tons of dollars to yap all the time in front of a lot of people is pretty fucking awesome. And, I also get to learn about something that I am very fascinated with, and that's Alaska. Denali at 18,000 plus feet is actually the tallest mountain in the world. Mount Everest, for example, sits on a pre-existing mountain range, so it is at a higher elevation. And Denali is better. Denali is fucking awesome. But I am very much looking forward to getting my first tour started, and I can, share some of that with you guys. But things are starting to look up, but they have been very difficult, very immensely difficult. Part of the reason I haven't posted recently is I actually did just recently have a suicide in the family, and that was really hard, obviously. But that grief was something that I never understood that I could feel. It's something that you have no guidebook to understand. And that's part of the reason I started this season later. I usually start in late April or early May, but now my season's starting in June because I took a little bit more time to myself to deal with that. And, I feel like kind of pivoting to that as a point of conversation, I have a lot of anger about that. I think for a lot of reasons, the system has failed both me and my family, right? And whether it be the states and the government's inability to provide proper care and resources for my dad, who had, early onset Alzheimer's, or the fact that my cousin was, put in a position to where he thought there was no alternative. There was so little, what he felt was so little opportunity, and when I hear people stand on their soapboxes and tell me about how we need to change something, and they post on their Instagram, social media stories and whatnot about how horrible the government is, I find myself getting increasingly frustrated because I've had innumerable experiences of being beaten down constantly, time and time again. And yet these people find it, fit to talk about these things without actually doing anything. I find that very frustrating. But I hope to at one point do something to make sure that no one is put in the position that this family member was put in ever again. And I hope to do something where nobody is put in the position that I was put in. For the past month and a half, I was homeless. And I had so few resources, right? Like I was working, I was trying to make money, I was trying to do my best, and that just simply wasn't enough, and it's not enough for a lot of people to just have a job. And for my family, doing everything right wasn't enough. We lost our house. I lost my dad. I lost so much. My family lost so much. And yet they went to college. They got a degree. They had a nuclear family. They did everything that I saw as doing the right thing to guarantee success. And so once I find myself, and that's why I'm so thankful that I have this job, is because this gives me the opportunity to be in a position where I can be stable. And once I find that stability, I hope that I can do something that once again will never force someone to be in that position that me and my loved ones have been in. Anyways, but yeah, doing a lot better. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope everybody's fucking amazing. I love talking to you guys. I love the comments you leave. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I'll be sure to post more about Alaska because I'm sure quite a few of you guys would love to see that. All right. Peace.